coming up there? Oh, they are. I see them. They just keep coming and coming. That's what we do up here. Hello, welcome. Take a step towards me there in the back. Come on up. Fill in the holes. Come on up. Come on up. Thank you. Nothing to be scared of. That just makes room for everyone coming in the back. All right. So you made it through the train. You lived through Liarsville. You're finally here for the climax of your tour, and I think that deserves a toast, okay? We're going to do this toast red onion style, so that means boys, get them up. Your glasses. Very good, yeah. Ladies, join them, help them to keep it up. That's the red onion part, right? And here's a toast to the best of Skagway. Cheers. Cheers. Welcome once again. So, this building that you're standing in was built in 1897. It opened for business as a saloon and brothel in 1898. That was the height of the Klondike Gold Rush. And back then, on any given day, Skagway was a town of about 15,000 randy, wild, drunk young men. And there were 300 women in town, most of them working as prostitutes to ply for their affections. 15,000 men to 300 women. Makes me tired just thinking about it. I don't know about you ladies. 10 of those girls lived and worked upstairs here at the Red Onion. This was not the only brothel in town, but it was the most expensive and the most exclusive. It cost $5 worth of gold for just 15 minutes with one of the ladies here at the Red Onion. So if a guy wanted to see one of these girls, first he went in downstairs to the saloon because he would have to go talk to the bartender. Lined up behind the bar, there was a row of 10 dolls on a shelf, and they were all made to represent the 10 women that lived and worked up here. So the guy would tell the bartender which girl he was here to see, and then the bartender would lay that doll down on her back. And that would show everyone else in the saloon that that girl was occupied for the next 15 minutes. And then the guy would come upstairs where he'd be met by a bouncer. The bouncer would take him down the hall to the door of the girl of his choice. She would open the door, give him a big friendly smile. And this is where the first rule of prostitution comes into play. Who knows what that is? What do we do first?
No kissing.
Steal from them.
Close. Oh, you're all so innocent. You take the money. You take the money. Close, right? But you take the money for services rendered. Yeah. She would take his $5 in gold nuggets or gold coins. They would spend the next 15 minutes getting to know each other a little better. And when they were done, she'd send his money down a hole in the floor that had a copper tube attached to it that led to a safety deposit box downstairs behind the bar. So the bartender's downstairs, right? And he's paying attention. He's watching for Johnny to come back down. He's listening for the gold to come down the copper tube. And when he hears that, he knows that that girl is done with that customer, and then he'd set her doll back up on the shelf. That would show to everyone that she was open for business once again. So that was our system here. Now, unfortunately, we have lost most of that system to time. Don't go looking for any holes in the floor. There's not many left. That's because when the kitchen went in downstairs, it was considered a fire hazard. But it was during that renovation of the building about 35 years ago that a good part of the floor up here was pulled up, and that's when our owner started to find little trinkets and treasures that had been left behind by the women that originally worked here. If they had something to keep safe, they would pry up a floorboard in their room and tuck it under there. And that ended up being good for us because a lot of that stuff got left behind. And that's a lot of what you'll see in the glass cases over here on this side of the room. You'll all have a chance to walk by and look in here. And when you do, you'll see things like pieces of lace, fans, purses, jewelry, hair accessories. In the corner closest to me, there's even a curling iron that was left behind by one of these ladies. This is an electric curling iron. However, 115 years ago, the electricity was all up on the ceiling in this old knob and tube wiring. So if a lady wanted to use this curling iron, she would have to unscrew the light bulb. The end of this screws into a light bulb socket, and then she would stand on a chair and curl her hair in the dark. Also up on the ceiling, right in between these two light fixtures, there's a double row of nails. That tells us where an original wall stood in here. And this hallway wall extended all the way down here, and the original entrance to the brothel is approximately where that red folding screen is right there. So we're in 2 rooms and a hallway right now. And when a guy came in that door, he really would be faced with this long, dark hallway, just with little doors on either side that would open up into each of these rooms here. And you're going to follow me now through this door here into our next room. Even if you've finished your drinks and you have an empty glass, please just hang on to that for me. I'll have a spot for it at the end of the tour. And make sure you take a look at anything you'd like to see in this room because we don't come back through this way. We'll go through this door.